Every year, January 11th marks Human Trafficking Awareness Day, which is designated to bring nationwide attention to the victims of human trafficking. The crime has a lasting toll on millions of people, not to mention their families and communities around the world, including right here in the United States. Each year, organizations like All Things Possible Ministries provide training to volunteers and educational events in order to increase awareness and prevent exploitation. Victor Marx is the founder of All Things Possible Ministries, and Jeff Tiegs is the Chief Operating Officer, respectively. They join me now to shed some light on the issues and their efforts to fight back against this scourge. Gentlemen, thanks for being here with me. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Buck.
Great to see you again, Buck.
Yeah, so you gentlemen are both veterans of the United States military as well. I know this is now your mission that you've taken on in civilian life, and it's a very important one. Victor, let's start with you. Can you explain to the audience the scope of human trafficking and why we need to have a greater public attention and focus on this issue?
That's a great question. And, I would start by saying if in our culture right now in the U.S., if 1 out of every 3 women you meet has been sexually assaulted by the time they're 18 and 1 out of 5 men, that's the epidemic that people don't want to talk about. And it's the breeding ground for predators to be able to manipulate, groom, and recruit innocent victims into this heinous realm of sex trafficking.
Jeff, what does All Things Possible Ministries do to provide support for those who are tragically caught in this human trafficking web?
So, Buck, like Victor was saying, understanding the baseline of this is what's happening behind closed doors in homes, and there's very little that we can affect with that. But once it comes out into the public, once it's in the sex industry and it's online and these boys and girls, these women are being sold, we can see that. It's an actual market. So one of the things that ATP does is we identify these victims that are being sold online. We put a true identity to them, who they are, what their background is, who potentially the predator is that's manipulating and exploiting them, and we push those leads to law enforcement. So that has been something that we've been doing for years. But this new strategy that we have that is coupled on top of that is redefining what a minor is. If you push a lead to law enforcement that identifies a girl that's under 18, any cop in America will take that. If she's 18 or older, it's much more difficult to prove that this is a trafficking charge and not just pimping or prostitution. So one of the strategies that we're laying out this year is called Change the Equation. And that is looking for legislation to redefine a minor in the sex industry, in the commercial sex industry, from 18 to 21. And that will absolutely disrupt this crime, and it'll protect our children, because these predators are getting their hooks into our kids when they're 13, 14, 15 years old. Many of them are literally waiting, Buck, until their 18th birthday to turn these girls out, because they're afraid of these sex trafficking penalties that are automatically come with sentencing. So if we can push that commercial sex, you can't buy a woman until she's 21 years old. Anything below that's a minor, will cripple it.